All right, so I wanted to share this card because I got confirmation to do so. I was called to just grab the Angels deck because I was just like, family, I just want to talk to family. Please, family, just give me a message. What do you have for me, family? And then two brothers out here both said this word. So I just got done watching both of their videos back to back. So, and they both said this exact word. And so I got my confirmation. And oh, was it from family? Raphael, RaFa, Raphael. So like rapture. So here's the. Oh, I had a little pine needle stuck on my hand. What? Empathy. I was like, wait, I can't say the word. Yeah, duh, empathy. All this confirmation, I can't remember the word. So there's the pink lotus, and lotus represents the sun and the moon, the balance of the masculine and feminine. So a blue lotus would be starting off on the path to enlightenment, and then you go the next phase. The second phase is the white lotus, and that's the purification, raising your vibration. So you have to be pure before you can receive the gifts, the downloads, so on and so forth. It requires a pure vessel. The more pure you become, you'll see your more gifts unfold, blossom, hone, and fine-tune those gifts. So the next third and final phase is the pink lotus, and that's the or the fuchsia, the violet sometimes. So pink, if you see the pink lotus, that's enlightenment. So that's the highest. So it goes blue, which is the initiate who's starting off on the spiritual path. The white is the next phase of purification. And then the third is receiving the gifts of the Spirit, the knowledge from God, the messages, dreams, visions, prophecy, all the clairs, that whole ball of wax. So that's the pink lotus right there. And what is the most high? What is one of the higher learning, the virtues of enlightenment? Empathy. That was the most important message that they wanted to give, and that was also confirmed. So, and because there's the pink lotus there with empathy, that's a very, very high vibration. When you start engaging more and more with these higher vibrations, you become more empathetic. But remember, it's like the enlightenment, the pink, okay? It's not empathy on the lowest level where you may not be aware of your energies yet, how to use them and what's happening, how to preserve them. Not block. You don't want to, no blocks, because then you're repelling stuff and then you're still engaging in not being healed. And Raphael is all about healing. So just fall into his arms, let him help you with the healing. And of course, so this is my biggest thing, okay, the heart-centered Christ consciousness, the emerald, Star David, masculine, feminine, the balance. Okay, that's where our peace is, that's where our center is, so we're communicating directly with God. It's not skewed by ego or polarization. This is when we start vibrating more at this, the higher vibrations of oneness, unity consciousness, the singularity, but not the AI one, the real one, the one of God. And God is not, we have a hard time conceiving of God because we believe our world to be so much of what we see, and not realizing that this flower, this lotus even, or this water, this color green, it was all conceived in spirit first before it came into form, before it was expressed and became part of your reality. So that's where we're anchored, is in spirit first. That's why we're like perpetual children, because we're anchored in our childhood, because we start off as children. If we started off as adults and became children, then we'd be anchored in adulthood. Okay, it'd be like some Benjamin Button thing. So growing up isn't letting go of the child and just being all serious, and no, it's about returning back to the child, but healing all the clutter that you've gathered along the way that's polarized, separated, everything, you from yourself, you from the earth. And there's dark ones influencing that and helping you to be distracted. Oh, they're helpers, right? And distraction and confusion, and so, but we're more powerful than that, and we can overcome. And it's through this kind of stuff right here, being empowered through the more right brain, feminine stuff that we need to balance out this patriarchal, imbalanced, oppressive. We fed right into the lie, men and women. It's not a gender thing. It's an energetic thing. Very interesting, RaFa Im, okay, the emerald, okay, all the stuff that I've gotten, which is why I started my channel in the first place. Trying to see my aura, and then I couldn't, and then I'm, sitting on the pot going to the bathroom, and I see this big blob float out in front of me and keep floating further and further away, in the room right there in front of me as I'm going to the bathroom. Okay, it's like, things happen when you're on the pot. What can I say? And I went, oh, green, and then something in my mind said emerald, and I went, oh, you're right, it is emerald green. So, hence emerald, and just, okay, so God gave me the name for my channel, everything. So looking up green and starting to learn the angels and everything, and I kept getting these gematria numbers. There was more than just one that God kept giving me. That happened with a few different things. So that happened with Eber, some Sephiroths, the Raphaim, Zebulon. So he kept giving me this number, and it could have been more than one number, but that's happened before, where more than one number will lead to, it'll have other things with it, but it'll lead back to, it'll, mention Zebulon or whatever. So, I kept getting Raphaim. Okay, so Raphaim, Raphael, the green. Okay, I was making these connections, and then just recently, as I'm doing some research about like just ancient stuff and giants, and just trying to understand, gain more truth, and always using my discernment, but not coming with a belief system when I'm just being open and observing. And so I just kept thinking, well, Oraphim and healing through sound, and the green and the Raphaim, Raphael, and I was like, that's going to be the bloodline. because I've been told, okay, that I'm angelic, the starseed thing. Okay, I'm not going into every dream and download and vision I've ever had in my life. So, and it's been my whole life. So, I mean, having dreams when I was 3 of the Native American man who was like this just strong like warrior, but his arm was like, he was like a sewing machine, but he was a man. It was very interesting. And the Nibiru dream, all that. So it was like showing me that I'm woven into the fabric of the natives of this land. And then, you know, later when you're older and you ask questions about your lineage and all that and come to find out so you make all these connections. And so recently with the giants and stuff, I've been coming across through, you know, researching Atlantis and everything. And because I had that dream too, where I was hovering above something and it looked like a hub in the middle with 4 spokes that came out and a ring around it. And then when I came across that a long time later, I cried and almost it triggered me because I just thought, oh cool, God showed me this cool beautiful place or whatever that kind of looked like, you know, the wheel, or, you know, the karmic wheel, the like in Tarot or whatever. But then line upon line, precept upon precept, and it unfolds, and then you find out. So I came across Atlantis from something else, or I kept hearing it because my dad would, when I lived with him, he'd watch like these ancient alien shows. I'd be like on Facebook, just whatever. I was not awakened quite yet, but suffering very much with the Morgellons and everything. So all these things started happening. Anyway, so waking up to all this stuff and the giants and blah blah blah. I can't believe I'm even like talking about this stuff, right? It's crazy. So, but I know that this is all true because it's all buried deep in my subconscious, and these are things that come out in dreams. So just a word will come out of my mouth, and I'll look it up, and it'll be Akata, the Lemurian word for architect, and which is the name for God, and blah blah blah. So I have a dream about gold because I'm trying to understand what this is all. Okay, God, just every single thing I've asked, He's given me answers, and things I haven't even asked. Okay, it's buried in your subconscious, all these past lives and your bloodline and all this stuff. So I know I am of the RaFa Im. And so people want to say, oh, it's the fallen angels that they took women. And okay, a woman, she sees an angel, she doesn't need to be taken. She's just gonna fall down and be like, yeah, duh. Sorry to be graphic, but like, oh, angel cock, like, oh yeah, what? Okay, she doesn't need to be persuaded. She doesn't need to be like, it's like they're gods, right? Okay, like created us in their image. They fell in love with their beautiful form that they created there. So there was plenty, I'm sure, of commingling of the angels and the women, and it's not this story that we hear that, oh, they were all. I'm not saying there's bad angels that probably took them, but I'm sure there was probably plenty who they fell in love with angels. Okay, these human women. Okay, and the angels fell in love with them, and they made some babies, and they were giants, and so I believe the Raphaim, the ancient Canaanites, okay, east of Jordan, with Jordan, Jor is like journey, bonjour, and Dan, tribe of Dan, the journey of Dan, the tribe of Dan. A lot of people think that, or not a lot, but there's a couple people who are related to the twin flame thing, who believe that's the tribe of Dan, the 13th tribe, lost tribe, blah blah blah. All I know is I've gotten confirmation with Raphaim. Okay, so I know I have angelic. This is angelic bloodlines of the Raphaim, the Oraphim. Okay, the Emerald Order, the seed races, the ones who fought. Okay, the Elohim. Okay, so this is my specific one, and they're all related. Okay, and Lucifer. Okay, they're related to Lucifer. So it's like you have people in your family, maybe, you know, like, I don't know, what, shot heroin or shot up a liquor store. I don't know, but you never did that. But people might judge you just because that's your brother, your sister, your mom, or your dad did this or that. But you could be like a saint, but they're just going to associate you because you're in that family. Okay, so the angels, they're all related, but they couldn't help that there's free will, and Lucifer chose to do what he wanted to do, and they couldn't help that they're still related. Okay, so my opinion is that these offspring who were giants, okay, these Raphaim, the ancient Canaanites, were very scary because they were huge and powerful and probably black AF because Canaanite and just where they were, okay? Children of the sun and healing and all that. So they were probably huge, black, strong warrior, very skilled everything in the healing arts, in shipbuilding, everything. The Phoenicians are they're the ancient ancestors of the Phoenicians and stuff. So all this is just confirmation, downloads and dreams and all the stuff that God's giving to me directly. So this is my bloodline, Raphaim, Emerald Order, Oraphim. That's what he is, Oraphim. Thrones, Erling, there's a few different words, or Ophanim. So there's a few different ways of saying it. So same with, you know, just like the tribes, they came across different people, they had different words for them depending on the tribe that came across them, but they're talking about the same people, okay? So, and then RaFa, Ra, who's the Fa? Ra, the sun, is the Fa. That's where we get our energy. Fa means energy, electric. It also means the father, okay? So, these giants, you know, oh yay, we praise Goliath for slaying the giant, and we say, oh, the giants, they ate these people and blah, blah, blah. Probably because they were tired of these MNFers being jealous of them and wanting to kill them and stuff because they were jealous because their wives left them or something. Who knows, whatever. Why would you be with a human man who's treating you like garbage when you can go be with angels who are, right? Come on, I'm just saying, it just makes sense, right? And not all of them, I'm saying the ones who were having problems, and whatever. It's just a scenario, it's just a theory, because we hear all this bad stuff, like kill the giants and this and that, but then it's like I'm thinking, but the giants were offspring of angels, so, and I know there's a Raphaim, okay, you can't, Raphaim, Raphael, okay, so the good angels interbred with their creation too, and so they had giants, and so there were some giants who were magical, beautiful, healing beings who knew the sound healing arts and sacred geometry and color and sound and all this stuff. So, right brain. So they just slaughtered them and killed them. They killed the giants. They killed the offsprings of the angels, and they, and then they put in the Bible that they were abominations, and yeah, well, certain ones. But then, come on, they say Raphaim, the ancient Canaanites, and I mean, we got to put two and two together and see that it wasn't just the fallen angels who we consider to be evil, like Lucifer or what, These angels interbred with human women. And then they had giant offspring who were like angels and huge and strong, and probably were the ones who built the pyramids and just like built it in an hour, who knows, but that's my 2 cents, that's my worthless opinion, so I'm just sharing it. And because that deck called to me, and this was the one that shot out, and I shuffled regular style and then shuffled like tarot style, and this flew out. So And I said, family, come on, talk to me. And that's my family. RaFa, I mean, I already got confirmation since the beginning of this channel. So there's my bloodline right there. I mean, even before Eber and Shem and all that, it's the Raphaim. I'm gonna bust out some pictures of my family too. Show you. My dad is like, super dark, because his mom's native, and then he's got German Austrian. My grandfather is the Austrian. That's like all the German, the Norse gods, the SS officers, and the Freemasons and Jesuits. And then my mom's side is like the Egyptian, the Scots, the Kandakis, the Buck, the Buck is Skota, the Scottish, Egyptian, red-haired. All this just crazy. It's crazy how it all just clicks together and starts making sense. And but so she's my dad's mother, I believe, was Jewish. She was like adopted. It's kind of like a clouded story. I can't really get a straight answer out of it. But I saw a picture of her. She's super dark, straight black hair, like looked like Native American, and she's Shoshone, but I think Hebrew as well. And then my grandfather, who looks like white, like light hair and blue eyes, but he's got super kinky hair, okay, just like a black man, super kinky, like that S wave, but real tight, just like, children of God with the spiral hair, because that's how it just makes sense. Okay, the sun. What makes everything grow? The sun. So everything will be green, okay, which is what melanite is. It looks black, but then you spread it out a little bit further, it looks green. You spread it out a little bit further, it looks gold. And I know this because I had some T-Gel shampoo, a $15 bottle of shampoo that my son, got all over the floor, but when it got in the white towel, it looked gold, but in the bottle, it looked black. But if you swirl it around a little bit and just see a thin layer of it on the edge, because it was a clear bottle, it looked green. So it makes sense. So you have like the green eyes, the green or gold like eyes are going to have the hair that's going to be like a natural air conditioner. Okay, just like, you see the coil, the coil gets wet, and that it creates more surface area and air to flow through there. It's a natural air conditioning system. It's also a natural antenna to receive information from God, okay, the whole head. And then the carbon in the skin, okay, that takes energy from the sun and builds up energy in the skin, just like with chlorophyll, like in a plant, okay, it stores energy, just that's how it's like a battery. So it's not like a black-white thing or Africa or this or that. It's just that's what the children of God look like down here on earth. But then the children of God who are like going, like the Pleiadians or whatever, going around the galaxy and shit, they're not in the sun. They don't need to be. They're gonna have like copper hair, fair skin. They're not in the sun. They don't need to be melanated. It just makes sense. So, but there are those white people, and then there's a different kind of white. There's definitely a difference, okay? And the natives know all about the white brother, and that, okay, that's who they thought was coming, and then they realize, oh wait, you're not the gods we thought you were. You're killing all of us and stuff. You're not the ones. We're not the ones we thought. Hold on. We take it back. We Indian give, because we realize that I was wrong. You're not worthy of that title. You're not worthy of that gift. I retract. So, how many minutes do we got here? Okay, let me take a couple minutes to just explain. So I was thinking about how I haven't watched the news since 9/11. I haven't watched TV since Well, every now and then I'll get, like, every year or two, I'll get a free month from Netflix or something. And just check out how evil everything's getting. It's like more and more evil every time. But anyway, and then TV, I haven't. I'm trying to think. The last time I had cable was over 5 years ago, right around the time I got pregnant. Right, yeah, like for like the 5 months that I lived up at my grandfather's house, because it was like out in the woods and there's coyotes, and it was like a nice rich retired like doctor's neighborhood, but it was like up on, like, you know, kind of out by itself, like a gated community. So it was like right up against like the national park and stuff, like coyotes out there, and it was windy one night and Halloween night. Oh my god. So I'm like, okay, I don't want TV and I hate cable, but I was there by myself. I'm like, okay, it's too quiet. I need like internet, something. Like, I didn't have a phone. I didn't have anything to like keep me company as far as like another voice talking, and I had just gone through like some hell. Yeah, so I was like feeling weirded out, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so news. That's what I was getting to. Now, this is, I'm going to do it sideways, I guess. No, let me do it this way. So here's the news. Right, northeast, southwest. Northeast, southwest. Not trying to be graphic here. Okay. Oh, but it's, you know, it's not, you know, it ain't a white man. I'm just kidding. Okay, so news. News. So that's the new noose. That's a modern day lynching. The news. Because it's a trap of duality, polarity, separation consciousness, total and complete lack of and disrespect for empathy. They want you to be sick and suffering and hating yourself and each other. Women, men, black, white, old, young, they want us all to be polarized, in conflict, constantly distracted by something, anything. It's a whole menagerie. It's a very intricate little web they weave. So that's why the whole news and newspapers and television and everything, all this media was started in the first place for what? For your truth and information? That's why they have all the sacred texts, and they give you like their version of what they just want to spew out to you. Not that there's not truth in there, but we know there's so much missing from the Bible and the way they teach it, and the way they make it all confusing. It's written confusing that way for a reason. Oh, here's a translation to make it less confusing. And they make it more just stray away from the word even more. So all these things are buried in our subconscious. We don't need to read it anywhere. But you can. You know, it's confirmation. Get it directly from God first. That way, when you get your confirmation, you'll know what's true and what was your imagination. If you go get the information first, and you're constantly watching rapture stuff or this and that, you're going to start incorporating that into your dreamscape. People don't understand how dreams work. People don't understand how the conscious and subconscious mind work. I'm not saying I understand it all. But I do know, because I studied history at the college level, not just in high school, and I had a really good teacher. And the yellow press, I mean, everything, every media, everything, the radio, TV, everything was started to show you, look, here's a source of information. Here, you want to get some truth, some information, stay up to date? Look, check out this radio program, check out this news program, check out that, check out that. Da, 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 da. You want to keep your finger on the buzz of what's going on? Right? Subscribe to this, subscribe to that. I know, I do not subscribe. So they want to control information and truth. The thing is that there's no truth. There's no information. Only for the Matrix and their whole big scheme. God's the siphon. God's the valve. He controls who gets what and who knows what and when and how much and how often and when and who. And just like Pretty Woman, I decide who and when and how much and who. That's just Hollywood, right? Glorifying prostitution. But we won't even go down that road. Because they know these people are powerful, freaking Hebrews and stuff. And so they know their word is powerful, their energy is powerful. So that's why they're getting them to do their witchcraft and shit for them. Most of them don't even know what they're doing. They're so wrapped up in the Matrix, they don't even know. And they can look white as fuck and they can be Hebrew and they may think they're Gentile or they're atheist and they don't even know because God just hasn't told them yet who they are. But I know who I am. I've been told. And everything I've learned up until this point in the so-called secular matrix or whatever, it's all led up to, it's all been preparation for this dot connecting and puzzle formation. And I have a message for everybody. Oh, let me do this really quick. Show you this. Okay, now the feminine. Okay, and this is the masculine. Okay, the feminine. Now, let me erase that so I can just show you. Oh, well, what does that look like? Doesn't it look like, oh, this is magnetic. Water leaves when a seed germinates and sprouts up. The water leaves here. So, what I wanted to show though was this. So, you have this. Now, that's your anchor. That's what you're doing. You're anchoring this crown chakra stuff straight down from God, the masculine, the information, the light. Okay? Oops, that's a plus. And this is the feminine. We'll just make the circles different so we can tell. Okay? So that's the Trinity. It's 2 parts feminine, 1 part masculine. That's why 2/3 is always, you can never, because that's the Holy Spirit, that's the divine feminine. She can never be destroyed because she's the thing that creates everything. So this is our anchor. Jesus, you love Jesus? There he is right there. Because here's Malkuth right here. This is the earth. This is the kingdom. Feminine, masculine comes together. The light, the void, they come together. Now you have the show, the I show. It's all happening inside you. Your experience is within. That's E-show, the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. And then if you get color combinations and you think it's like I saw a clam symbol in my dream, and then the gold and aqua color combination that I cut out this little, I think it's a dollet. It was on the back of a Jehovah's Witness. It's like this one or something like that. Okay, but it was in gold and then the background was aqua, so I saved it. I'm like, oh, okay. And whenever I see that color combination, it's like I go into a trance. It's like I go into a different dimension sometimes because it's like, because they're all happening at the same time. It's like the vibration of that thing never dies. But as we raise the vibration through this balancing, okay, we're straight lined up with God. We're anchoring God straight down onto the earth. But it has to be perfectly balanced. And see how she guides him? It's like ushers him down. Okay, guides. That's why she's on either side, like moraines, like glaciers. Or mountains in a valley. Okay, whatever. What was I just saying? So oh yeah, the color combinations and feeling like you get zapped into another dimension. I'll just be doing whatever, washing dishes. All of a sudden, a wave of like extreme joy will just like rush through my body, and I don't move or make a sound. It's just like all of a sudden, and you try to hold on to it for as long as you can, but it's like I don't know. I'm trying to relate it to, I don't know, like waking up when you used to celebrate Christmas, whatever, when you're a kid and all the presents, whatever. Okay, it's just that kind of a feeling, but not minus like just being a materialistic little brat or whatever. I'm just saying, but that kind of like all of a sudden I'll get this like really joyous childlike feeling, and I'll just and it's this bliss centered feeling where you're right here, right now, in this moment, existing in this reality of this now that you're experiencing, that you're creating, that you're birthing. So, okay, I just wanted to share that, and we'll leave it at that because I probably went off. I'm like, oh yeah, just quick little couple more minutes because we're at 24 minutes something. So I'll just, try to keep it under 30. And then I probably went to like 45. It's, 30. Okay, well, good. Not too bad. All right. Sense of time, really, it's weird. It's like sometimes it seems like it flies by, and then other times it's like, whoa, where'd the time, or it seems like it's dragging on and on. Anyway, yeah. All of it, none of it. existing all at once. All right, love you guys. Peace, blessings.